Jen, motherfucking Jen, President Jen, motherfucking Jen, President Jen, motherfucking Jen, President Jen, motherfucking Jen, President.
Hello Poppets, how's everybody today? I hope you're doing well. Please follow me on Twitter at Jen to the Den, and I'm also going to list all my other social media down below, so feel free to check it out and come find me and follow me. I am very active on Facebook. I tend to post a lot of stupid videos and stupid crap on Facebook pretty much all day, every day. So come find me there if you would. Just don't blow up my inbox. I've told people that 1,000 times. They still do it. I'll probably just ignore you. I don't mean to be a bitch. I can't keep up with all the messages and I don't want to. So guys, it is Monday. I'm not sure when this video will go up, but I did go see patients today, so I am a little bit tired. And also I cut my lawn and my neighbor's lawn yesterday because it was Mother's Day, so I wanted to be nice and do that for her. And I surprised her by doing that, but I got sunburnt, which my chest is usually red anyway. I don't know why. I have gone to the dermatologist and I have asked, and they said I don't have any sort of anything. It's just red. So there you go. My arms stay that way too, but anyway, I digress. I just digressed all the fuck over this video. So today is a story that I remembered just when I was driving around today. I listen to Howard Stern like it's my job. I love Howard Stern. I have been a big Howard Stern fan since the 80s, I guess. I don't remember exactly when I discovered him. I discovered him way too early when my parents would not have wanted me to be listening to him or watching him. I used to watch his television show. He used to have a late night television show, and I think it was on Saturday nights, and I loved it. But now I have the Sirius radio in my car, and so when I am off seeing patients or driving long distances, I listen to Howard Stern like it's my job. He has 2 channels on Sirius XM, and I'm constantly shuffling between the 2 of them. And today he was talking about porn, which he talks about porn a lot. He's actually not as trashy as people make him out to be, but when he first started his career, he came out as a shock jock, which meant that he would just do and say whatever he could to just get attention, and a lot of times it was stuff like porn or naked women in the studio or saying dirty words on the radio and getting in trouble for it. If you've never heard of him, you're missing out completely. There's a movie that talks about how he started out. It's called Private Parts, and he is in it. He plays himself, but if you've never seen it, you should check it out because it tells you a lot about how he started out and everything. But anyway, today I was listening to Howard Stern, and he was talking about porn, which comes up a lot on his channel, and it just popped in my brain, this story, and I was like, I've got to tell this story. It seems like a lot of my videos lately have been about ex-husbands, ex-boyfriends, things like that. I put up a video not too long ago that said that, you know, I had put a video up that talked about how to know if your husband or your boyfriend is cheating on you. And I ended up taking that video down because it was very personal to me. I told a lot of personal details. After the fact, I ended up talking to someone who I never thought I would even talk to ever again. And that person contacted me and just kind of had a conversation about, like, where are you going with this, and like what's the end result that you're looking for. And to be honest, after I put that video up, I was very nervous about it. It gave me a lot of anxiety. I ended up turning off the comments, and then I just ended up taking the video down because I don't want my channel to be dramatic. I don't want my channel to just focus on me being mad about things that have happened in my marriage or in my marriages. I don't want it to be like that. So I took that video down, and I don't plan to address my second ex-husband anymore unless I get pushed to that point, which is pretty much why I did that in the first place. I may do another video about why people cheat on you or how to know if they are cheating on you, but I don't know. I'm kind of just tired of it right now, and I don't really want to bash people. But with that being said, I'm going to bash somebody today. Because I'm petty as fuck. But seriously, when I was listening to Howard Stern talking about porn, I was like, oh my god, how have I not told this story yet? So here we go. This story is about my, let me see, which boyfriend was this? This was the second boyfriend I had ever had in my life. I started dating my first boyfriend when I was about 15 years old and broke up with him when I was about 17, and then I immediately jumped into this relationship with this guy. Now this guy, I'm gonna call him Tom, and I think maybe I've used Tom in other videos, but I'm using Tom for a reason in this video. So let's just call him Tom. I started seeing Tom, and Tom was very possessive. He was insecure as shit. Probably the most insecure person I've ever met in my life. He was insecure. He was severely jealous, just like green. His skin may as well have been green. That's how jealous he was of everything. I remember that we worked in the same grocery store. I was a cashier and he was a bagger. And I remember the first time he really showed how jealous he was he got to work and I didn't have his class ring on. And he was like, "Where's my ring?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I left it at home." He wanted me to ask for a break and to clock out at work, to go home and get his class ring and put it on and come back to work. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, first of all, they're not going to give me a break to go. That's ridiculous. Why would I do that? I forgot to wear your ring today. What's the big deal? And he like stayed pissed off that whole day. Like, I'm telling you, this guy, he never gave me a minute to breathe. When he would get off of work and I would get out of high school, he would come straight to my house. And so I remember, even if I was at work, when I would get home to my mom and dad's house, he would already be there waiting for me. And when I was working and I would go to his house, he would want me to take a change of clothes so that I could come straight from work, straight to his house and change clothes at his house. And I remember that I just felt stifled and like he was suffocating me. So like, if he wasn't at my house, he would want to be on the phone. And I remember that I like to watch 90210, and so when 90210 would come on, I'd be like, "Look, I gotta go because I want to watch this show," and he would get so fucking pissed off. I mean, he just would like ruin anything I enjoyed. I don't know why I attract men that are jealous of me enjoying things, but I tend to attract men that do things like that to me. So, I don't know. But at that time, I didn't really know how to break up with him, and I was like, well, who am I gonna date if I break up with him? So I stayed with him way longer than I should have, which is stupid, and I know that now. I think a lot of people stay in relationships for the wrong reasons, and I certainly just didn't even know how to break up with him. And so I'm gonna do another video about that because I wanna talk about being in relationships like that and what it was like to break up with him and to deal with stalking, which is what he did. And the reason that I know he was stalking me is because it happened to me, and I remember like how my mom handled it. And I also know other things that he did after we broke up that is the reason why I'm calling him Tom in this video. I'll make this video funny, but the next video that I do about Tom is gonna be kind of serious because as I'm telling this story now, I'm thinking of things that would be helpful to other people. So I'll just tell you about one of the things that Tom did that was just ridiculous as far as possessiveness goes, as far as jealousy goes, and as far as control goes. I don't know how many of you have done this as kids, but I know that when I was a kid and when my parents weren't home, I would go through their drawers in their bedroom. Maybe I'm a weirdo, maybe I'm telling you things about myself that I shouldn't, maybe you're gonna think I'm crazy. Yeah, I would go through their drawers. So Mom and Dad, I know you already know this, and my parents, much like other people, were sexual, as we know. My mom likes to tell me that my mom and dad still have sex, and she likes to ask me if I would like her leftover KY jelly. If you hadn't seen that video, you probably are just not gonna ever even come back to my channel because you think I'm a fucking freak at this point. But I'm gonna link those videos below so you can see that I'm telling the truth. And as a matter of fact, here's a clip. If you didn't watch the video that I made about the KY jelly that my mom took back to Walmart, she took some KY jelly back to Walmart because it burnt my dad's penis and her vagina. So
I think she makes a lot of stuff up.
No, did I make that story up?
No.
Okay. Okay, so, you know, it's whatever. And I would find things in their drawers, and I was young, and I was just like, holy shit, like, what is this? I'm not gonna list all the things I found in their drawers, but one of the things that I found in my dad's drawer were old VHS tapes of pornography. Like, when I found these tapes, I remember putting it in the VCR, and I was like, what is this? And I'm like watching it, and then I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, no, that is so like, ugh, so disgusting. And I put it back in the drawer where I found it, and that was it. Now, of course, when my friends would come over, I would be like, dude, guess what I found? And we would like watch maybe 5 minutes of it and laugh our asses off. And so, of course, I told Tom about it. He didn't think it was funny. He's such a freaking psycho weirdo. He was so weird. He got mad and actually got jealous of the fact that there was a pornography tape in the house where I live. This dude was jealous of 90210, so for God's sake, you know he's gonna be jealous about porno. And I'm like, I don't watch this. I just thought it was funny that I found it, you know, went about my business. So one evening, I remember that I was going somewhere with one of my friends and I was going to spend the night at her house. And I was getting ready to go and I was like packing up my bags and everything and I was getting ready to leave the house. And when I was leaving, my dad was like,
"So you're gonna stay at Pam's house tonight, huh?"
And I was like, "Yeah." He's like,
"What are y'all gonna do?"
I was like, "The regular stuff, just like watch TV and all." He's like,
"I'll watch TV."
I was like, "Yeah, I don't know why are you questioning me like this? This is weird." But he didn't say anything else and I had to go, so I got in the car and I left. Halfway to where I was going, I realized I had forgotten something that I needed. So I turned around and I came back to the house. And when I got in the house, my mom and dad were in the living room. And my mom was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I forgot such and such." And she was like,
"Jennifer, did you take your dad's pornography out of his drawer?"
And I was like, "What?" She's like,
"His pornography, the videotapes, did you take them?"
And I said, "I didn't even know he had pornography." And they're both looking at me like, because, you know, they knew that I knew that I knew that they knew that everybody knew I was going through shit when they were not home. But I never was going to fess up that I knew that shit. There was no way I was going to admit that I had watched the same videotape that he had watched. There was no way I was going to admit that. So I was just like, I didn't know he had pornography and I didn't take the tapes out of his drawer. I don't have them. I don't know what you're talking about. And she was like,
"Okay."
And he's like sitting there. And I was like, "Dude, I don't have your pornography, seriously." So I left, went and spent the night at Pam's house. It was embarrassing. I talked about it with her. I was like, "They think I took the tapes, but I don't have the tapes." And she was like, "I don't have the tapes either. I don't know why they would say that." And I was like, "Yeah, but who has them?" Like, that's fucking weird that that shit would just go missing. And as a kid, you know, I was just like, I don't know. I didn't take it. You know, it was just like, I didn't care after that point. So, Tom had a little brother. And let's just call him Jimmy. And not too long after that, I was at Tom's house and Jimmy was in the bedroom and we were talking about something and I was just something like, "Yeah, at my house, the garage door looks like such and such and so and so." I don't remember. All I know is I was telling him something about my house because he had never been to my house that I knew of. And he goes, "Oh yes, I know that. I saw it the other day when me and Tom were at your house." And I was like, "When were you and Tom at my house?" He was like, "Oh, the other day, we were over there because Tom had to get those videotapes." And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" He was like, "Yeah, we were at your house and Tom said he knew where the key was and that he just needed to get some videotapes. So we just went to your house and got them and we left." And I'm like, this motherfucker right here. So I go to Tom and I'm like, "Did you go to my house and get the extra key and take those videotapes out of my dad's drawer?" And he's like, "No." I was like, Jimmy just told me that you two were at my house the other day when nobody was there and that you got some videotapes." And he was like, "Nope, don't know." Never admitted it. But I know that's where they went. So he stole some shit from my house, from my father's bedroom drawer, because he was so jealous and possessive of me. And he let me get in trouble for it when I ain't take that shit. So when I broke up with him, he acted like a psycho. That's another video I'm gonna do because dude acted like a fucking psycho. Like, there's no way I can even explain to you fully how much of a psycho he acted like. But a few years after we had been broken up, I found out that he was going around his neighborhood and peeping in windows of other girls that I went to high school with. I found out that he actually got taken to court. He had charges pressed on him for telling his parents he was going out running, and then he was peeping in windows at girls while they were changing their clothes and stuff like that. So yeah, I know how to pick them. I pick real winners. I surely do. I should get a medal because my taste in men is... So guys, that was my story for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and if you have, thank you so much. Please make sure you click the little bell icon down below so that it will tell you every time I put up a new video. And I do videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays, so please come back and join me next time and have a great afternoon. I love you. Bye! Okay, first of all, We have questions. I asked them to ask questions on Twitter, but the main question, we're just going to go ahead and get this over with. If you haven't watched the video that I did about the KY jelly that my mom...
The first question is, do we have sex?
No, that's not. That's not the question.
Okay.